Slow pan up. Alright, well, lovely. There you go, YouTube. So this is what we're going to be trying today. It's a Lebledor. It's a local brewed in Taiwan beer, and it's a honey wheat beer. And as always, hey Jenny.
Hello.
Welcome back again.
Thank you.
You excited?
Yes.
Have you ever had this before?
Not this one.
Okay, but you've heard of Lebledor, right?
I've been to the restaurants a couple times.
Alright, so there you go. And I've never tried this. Of course, I've heard of it, right? Our mutual friend has spoken about it, right?
And brought you to buy this.
Yeah, and brought me to buy this, right? So our mutual friend, who shall not be named, our mutual he who shall not be named, right? Our mutual Voldemort will not be named,
Yes.
but yeah, he took me to Carrefour, people, and I bought Lebledor, and we're going to try it. And my God, there's a lot of it. This is literally, if this thing focuses, a liter of beer.
It looks cloudy from here.
Well, when we pour it, it's a liter and it's 5% alcohol. So, all right, cool. So, do you want to do the honors pouring, or should I?
I don't know how to uncork this. Do you just
Okay,
use
well,
force?
let me do this then,
Okay.
because I've worked this kind of bottle before. So, okay, as always, I got my classy Le Cordon Bleu glasses, because I want you to see the color. So these guys go like this. You open that,
Oh,
and then
that makes sense.
all right, I'm getting some gas coming off that.
It's not really visible
No,
through
oh,
here.
too bad.
Maybe in like because the backdrop is
Believe me, YouTube, there's gas coming off this thing. It's very
well, the backdrop was
pressurized.
white, so
Okay, cool. Let me pour that. Wow.
it is a bit cloudy, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. We'll see how it settles. I'm pouring this horribly, but to be fair, I gotta do this with two hands because this bottle is like really fucking massive, you know?
Maybe later we can do it properly.
Yeah, later when there's less beer. I'm gonna have to pour this repeatedly because I did such a shitty job.
Nice.
Sorry, YouTube. Be nice to me. Alright, well, that's gonna take some time to settle out.
I kind of like the bubbles though.
Yeah, do you like the massive head on there?
I was trying to avoid that word.
Oh. Oh no. See?
There's a reason.
I made it dirty. Sorry. Oh.
I think you're blushing.
There we go. I might be. See, that's why I like this bottle, because with this cap, you can open and reseal it.
Yeah,
Can't do that with most beers, so
that's a good point.
yeah. Okay. So let's let that settle a little bit, and then we can try it. Cool.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so now that this is settled down, we can see that it is pretty cloudy. Your prediction was right. So, since I'm holding the camera, you get to do first honors
Okay.
there, buddy.
I'll take this one.
Yeah, do it.
Nice.
Okay, so Lebledor honey wheat beer, what do you say?
So I'm not a super big fan of beer, as I've told you.
We know that. YouTube knows that.
Yes. But this doesn't taste like beer, so I like it.
What does it taste like? If it doesn't taste like beer, what does it taste like?
It's like smoked something.
Really? Take another swig. Let's see what it is. You identify that? What is that?
Smoked something.
Smoked. Maybe they put it in like
Smoked
some.
something and honey.
Yeah.
Well, it says here like malt. Two kinds of malt.
Yeah, but the
I
malt.
think it might be the barley.
The malt is how they brew it, though.
I think it's the barley.
Yeah, you
has a
think
hint
they
of that.
smoke the barley,
Yeah.
or they like maybe they what do you call it?
Or
Toast
we
the barley
have
or something?
A picture of a barrel here, so
Yeah?
that might have been it.
Maybe. Okay. All right, my turn.
All right.
Oh well, first, what do you give it? A, B, C.
A.
A for beer. Remember, you're grading a beer, not an alcohol, not a liquor.
A minus.
A minus?
Yes.
Okay, A minus for a beer status. Okay, cool. Here we go. Cheers, people. Okay. That is interesting, though. Like, Yeah, I don't know. That's not
Do you
very,
taste what I was talking about?
A little bit, yeah. It's really, really honey. Like, it's kind of sweet. It doesn't really taste like... It doesn't taste anything like a Taiwan beer or like a Budweiser. It's totally different from that.
Tastes a bit like campfire.
Really honey. There is like a kind of smoky something going on there. It's interesting. I like it. It's not too bad. Like, for what it is, like, for a honey beer, not my favorite type of beer, but for what it is, it's not bad. So I think... I'll give that a B. I'm gonna give that a B. Like, because I'm more partial to beers, unlike you, who's partial to liquor. So I'll give it a B. Yeah,
Right.
Not too bad. So, guys, if you can get your hands on Lebledor, their special micro-brew coming out of Taiwan, which will probably be very difficult, because it's difficult for me to even get this in Taiwan. If you can get that, try it, and yeah, tell me what you think in the comments, alright? And we will be back in a short time for a little Q&A and also for a foodstuffs. Okay, see you guys. Okay, we're live. Dun 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 dun. YouTube. I have managed to find my possibly most favorite brand of American chips in the world. In Taiwan. I managed to find it in Taiwan at Carrefour, if you wanted to know. And these are Popchips, salt and pepper potato. These are really, really cool. And why? Well, because they're Popchips, which means that the way they cook these is they pressurize the potato until it literally pops. It's not fried, it's not baked, it's pressurized in like a pressure cooker. And this bag is 15% more.
Nice.
So we're getting our money's worth. And I have an interesting backstory with this, so if Jenny will hold the camera, then I will give you my backstory. Okay, anyway, so backstory. In university, I discovered Popchips, and I liked them so much that when I got a Scottrade account, and if you don't know what Scottrade is,
Nope.
It's basically a service in the United States that allows you to buy and sell stocks on the stock market by yourself. You don't have an agent, you don't have a manager, you do it by yourself, you manage it yourself. So when I got my Scottrade account, I inquired to these guys about what their stock code was, right? Because all the stocks have a little code. They have like the not numerical, but they have the alphabetic code, right?
Right.
Right, like it'll be some weird.
It's like something X, right? Something
yeah,
X.
like some letter combination, like BAGXX, whatever, something. You know, I don't know, whatever. So I contacted this company through email because I liked them so much, and I wrote them an email and I said, "Dear Popchips, I really, really love your chips. You guys are amazing. You're possibly my most favorite chip, right? Like in all of America. And so give me your code because I want to buy your stock. I want to support your company, right? We really like you guys." And they sent me back an email saying that, you know, we're a really small company out of the Bay Area of California, and we don't even have a stock code. We don't even have stock yet. But that's really cool. Thank you for the support. So they mailed me a giant package box of all different flavor mini bags of Popchips, and they were like, "We're going to sign you up to be on our test panel for new flavors." And so they sent me this is over like a period of a year or two, they sent me test packets of new Popchips flavors. They were in plain white bags with nothing on them, just letters like A, bag B, bag C. And I got to test all these new flavors and be a test subject for this company. And so if anybody out there has ever tried Popchips garlic flavor, specifically garlic, I was on that test panel and I'm partially responsible for Popchips garlic flavor. So there you go. Popchips, people. So Jenny, have you ever tried Popchips?
I think I tried something related to them. Like it's not potato chips, it's corn.
Really? Do they do corn?
I think
didn't know
so.
Popchips
I
did
might have to
corn.
Google that, but I think it looks the same.
Anyway, this is a very American company. They're very small, so the fact that I could find them in Taiwan is incredible. That's number one. And number two, I love these chips very much, and I hope you will too. So let me open them, and we can snack.
All right.
And they will be delicious and wonderful and beautiful. Unless, during the import process, something weird happened, like sometimes does with beer. So let me try. And if they're disgusting, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Here we go, salt and pepper pop chips. Perfect. Not a problem at all.
Still the same.
Yummy, yummy chip.
Nice.
Still the same. My God, people. It's like 2007 all over again. Delicious. Okay, cool.
Alright.
My turn.
Yep.
It looks like the corn thing I had before. Corn chips.
But you're not sure if it was Popchips brand.
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, take a test and tell me what you think. So for me, obviously, Popchips is A+ when it comes to chips. So what do you say there?
It tastes like, well, I guess it tastes more like less processed potato.
Yeah.
And I love potatoes.
It should. It should. It should be like a very natural potato flavor because, like I said, no frying, no baking, no. They don't really alter it too much. They just literally pressurize a slice of potato. So, what do you call it?
I don't like pepper so much.
Oh, did I get the
So
wrong
they-
flavor? They have a lot of flavors. They have like barbecue and like vinegar and all this other stuff. And okay, well, so what do you say though? What do you think?
Can I give like points for the chips and the flavor?
Hey, this is my video blog and I'm the boss, so yeah, make your own rules. Go,
So I like
do your
the
own thing.
chips. I feel healthy already. Healthier.
You feel healthy already?
Yes, but the flavor is like it's.
Okay, so flavor-wise, salt and pepper, you're not crazy about it.
But I like the chips.
Beside that, though, like if these chips, let's say if these chips were, I don't know, what kind of chip flavor do you really like?
Sour cream and onion.
Okay, so if these pop chips were sour cream and onion, what do you think? A+?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, would you kill the whole bag by
Yes.
yourself?
Do they have sour cream and onion?
Oh my God, they just might.
store?
I don't quite remember. You have to go to Carrefour in Luzhou.
Uh-huh.
Carrefour
You know
in
what?
Luzhou is where I went.
Really?
Yeah, me
So
and
far.
Voldemort went to Carrefour in Luzhou.
But also, I think I remember the name of the chips I had before. I think it's Popcorners.
Okay, I don't know.
So
Maybe
it
there's
might be
imitators
same
now,
one.
but I'm pretty sure
But we
Pop
have-
Chips are the first guys who ever developed this kind of pressurized kind of let's make chips with
Right.
pressure and not oil. So, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, there you go, guys. A very American snack in Taiwan, Pop Chips. Taiwanese people, buy this chip, eat this chip, and cherish it. Cool, so as always, guys, discussion time. So, Jenny, I'm sure you've heard recently that, unfortunately, near the Nehu, I think the Nehu MRT station, there was a murder of a 4-year-old girl. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
Yeah, that was obviously really, really big news. So, sorry guys, this first discussion is going to be pretty dark. So if you don't want to hear that, then you can go ahead and skip this bit. But, so here's my thing. The murder of this little girl got a lot of people really, really angry. You know, understandably, obviously, right? She's 4 years old, and the way that she was killed was quite gruesome. So obviously people are angry. I'm angry too, right? Like, I'm sure you're probably a little angry about it too. That shouldn't happen in this country. Obviously, I think we can all agree on that. But a lot of people in Taiwan, and I would say too many people, are calling for this man to be put to death. And they are like staunchly pro-death penalty, and they are criticizing anti-death penalty groups and people who are like fighting for human rights. And so, okay, so here's my question, and I have strong beliefs on this, but
Okay.
are you pro or anti-death penalty? Does this case make you want to go one way or the other? Do you want to execute this man who killed this little girl? What do you think?
So if I'm pro, does it mean I agree to the death penalty for everyone involved in the country?
No, if your point is nuanced, if your you know, if your attitude, your point is nuanced, then go ahead, give me the nuance.
Okay.
Give me the details.
So I'm not very
You know?
familiar with the system in Japan, but I had a student who was in the judicial system, and so this is like a prelude, but basically, so they have this like they have 3 judges in every court, and they have a jury, right? So everyone has 1 vote, and the way they handle like penalties is they all decide.
You mean the death penalty specifically?
Anything.
Oh, really? Any
Yes.
case?
So
Okay.
they decide on a case by
So
case
any
basis.
case.
So I like the idea of that. I like the idea
Okay.
of that and the way that they decide the punishment together. So I think I'm more pro that as opposed to like just saying, you know, pro death penalty or anti, because reason why I'm anti death penalty is sometimes, you know, like wrongful executions and things like that. But for situations like this, it's very clear that he killed the child.
Yeah, I think we have documented video evidence
Right.
of him. Unfortunately, I'm going to give it away, beheading this little girl. So it's
So
kind
I
of
feel
open and shut case, right?
Yeah, so if he were committed to a mental institution or, you know, like jailed for life, it's taxpayers' money, right? So it doesn't make
Yes.
sense to do that. If he's just gonna if he's just gonna be in jail for his whole life, you know, execute him.
So in this particular case, and only this case, you're okay with killing this man. You're okay with executing him. Yeah?
Yeah, he was okay with killing a child.
All right, fair point. A very
It's like obviously.
It's a very Taiwanese answer. It's a
Is
very
it?
Taiwanese answer. It is. I've read a lot. I've listened to a lot of these people in their comments. It's a very Taiwanese answer. So, all right, fair enough. My turn. Okay, so here's my deal. I guess I'm coming from the American context, obviously, because I am American. And in my country, we have the death penalty. We've had it a long time, but it's state by state. So some states have it, some states have outlawed it. The problem with it in the United States, and there's documented cases of this, is in the past, they've executed the wrong person. Like, you convict this guy, or this child. Yes, we've actually killed children in the past. You know, America has a dark history. So you convict this person, and then you execute them, and then later, years and years later down the line, you find out that it was a mistrial, or that the evidence wasn't right, or there was coercion, or there was DNA came out, and the DNA proved that it wasn't him or her who did this thing, and you killed the wrong person. So here's my thing, and then for this case, I don't want to execute this man. I'm pretty strongly anti-death penalty.
Even for him?
Not because I like this guy, not because I want to protect him, because I don't. This guy's a fucking monster, right? Obviously, I'm not protecting this man at all. I hate this man. What he did was horrible. I have my own son. I can't imagine, right, if someone harms like a little child like that. You know what I mean? It's really sick. But the reason you don't execute him is not to protect him. It's not about him. It's protecting the people who might get caught in the system and who might be executed who are actually innocent.
So what if
And
it's
a system. It's a blanket system.
Okay.
So it's either yes or no. Like, you can't, at this point in time with these laws, you can't just say like, oh, but this time we really got it. We're really 100%. Because humans are not perfect. We're fallible, right? We make mistakes all the time. I make mistakes all the time. You make your mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. We're going to make a mistake. We're going to get the wrong guy. And we're going to kill him. And then we're going to feel really bad about it, as we should. So I'm pretty against the death penalty. And unless we can come up with a new law that says you're absolutely 110% sure and you have video evidence, because we live in the age of video now, like everyone's on, you know, CCTV, right? Unless you have 100% clear-cut video evidence, you know he did it, he's totally guilty, then no death penalty. So,
still no?
no.
Even with all the
No,
evidence?
only if they rewrite the laws to say that it's
But
100%
if they did?
clear. If they did, and they wrote it that way, then yeah, I'd be okay with it. Kill this
Okay.
guy, right? I mean, and I've said this, I've written this before online. I'd be like, I'd pull the trigger myself, right?
Well, that's kind of like
Take that son
my
of a
stance
bitch out
then.
back, and I'll pull the trigger myself, no problem, right? Okay, so that's that, guys. Sorry for taking to a dark place. All right, now let's lighten it up.
All right.
Let's lighten it up a little bit. Okay, so second topic. This is about education.
All right.
And I think I'm getting into this because you posted, or somebody posted on on one of our Facebook groups about Taiwan has the highest number of hours for high school kids in the world.
Yes.
And
I read
yet,
about it.
and yet they're not number one
In
terms of education. Our
Right.
Taiwan doesn't have the best students, yet these kids go to school longer than any other high school students in the world. So, A, what's the problem? Are me and you a part of this problem? I would say we are, in our own little way. And can we fix it?
What's the problem?
The problem is, in my opinion,
Uh-huh.
we're creating robots with no soul. Yeah, they're really book
Yes.
smart, but they have no soul. They're not creative. They never developed any hobbies or talents or social skills or human relationships.
Yeah.
All they know is books and how to copy. Right? So, what do we do?
It's,
And are we a part of this? Because I would say, in our own little way, with me being a Bushiban
yeah, that's
ESL
like,
guy and you
we're
being
supporting
a
the system.
SAT, yeah, we are linked to the system. So what do we do? Can we do anything, or is it so ingrained?
We.
Is it so ingrained in the culture? We as a nation, as Taiwan,
in
like,
general,
what
okay,
can we do?
Well, people have to change their minds about education, right?
It's a cultural issue.
Yes,
Am I right?
Because in Taiwan, people like to compare their children's achievements, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday, I had a conversation with my friends. We were talking about, TOEFL?
Yeah,
It's like a
yeah,
test-
absolutely,
it's a
absolutely.
test for college students and grad school or whatever, right? They have a TOEFL Junior. My friend said she has a student who is taking the TOEFL Junior, and the kid is in 2nd grade, so it's getting younger.
Oh my God!
So-
See, I was gonna ask you how old this child
Yes.
was, and that's
grade,
insane. That's
so-
insane.
But they don't need a test, right? They're not trying to prove anything. The only reason they're taking a test is so their parents can brag about it. It's always that.
Right. There's absolutely no reason not a 2-year-old, but a second
Yes.
grader should be taking a TOEFL test.
Except for bragging rights.
Yeah, there's no real, there's no practical reason for that. It's not practical at
Right.
all.
So unless that changes, the bragging thing and the face and the, I guess the face culture, right? So
Face culture.
unless
Also,
that changes.
I would say tiger mom culture.
Yes, the tiger mom culture.
Yeah.
It's all about like.
Do you see a lot of that? Because I see a lot of tiger mom.
Yeah, like kids going to piano class. They're never gonna play ever.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Kids doing sports they don't like.
Yeah.
Kids-
Lots of English classes, and
Yeah.
they still don't speak English.
They don't speak English. They don't even like English.
They go to school for like at least 6 years. For 6 years of English. I went to McDonald's, and the girl said 50 NT.
5D NT. Exactly.
Yes.
See, guys, 5D NT.
After
right?
6 years, she can
Okay.
say she couldn't say 50.
So, I mean, what do we? We got to change the culture, right? Because I'm not gonna do a classic like, oh, it's the system, man, blame the system. It's not. It's the culture.
Yeah.
People love to be competitive, and you're not gonna convince a Taiwanese parent to send their kid to less hours of school. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
So, is there
I feel
any
like-
way out, or are we doomed? What do you say?
Well, a lot of Taiwanese people are sending their kids overseas, so it's going to be like the
Yeah.
next generation will be different because they're influenced by different cultures, but
Okay.
maybe not this generation.
I mean, I'll just say, because I have kids, so, I don't think I'm going to send Liam, my son, to school super early like most parents do.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to, force him to do extracurriculars if he comes and he tells me, Dad, I don't actually like to play basketball, or Dad, I don't actually like playing clarinet, don't make me do this,
piano,
please.
piano is always
Or piano or something, or whatever. I'm just making an example, but
Yeah.
if he just says flat out, I don't like this, I'd rather try something else, I'm going to be like, yeah, okay, let's try something else. Let me not waste my money
Yeah.
sending you to lessons and you don't even like it,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like.
So how about you? If you ever have kids, are you going to, force them, or what are you going to do?
I thought about that. I would probably homeschool them because I don't like the system here.
Seriously?
I thought about
Yeah.
that. Because, public school or just, the education system in Taiwan is all about competition or, getting scores and stuff like that. It's always about the numbers and not actually learning things. It's not about learning. It's about memorizing and seeing, how much you can...
Basically,
cram.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my student...
You're cramming book knowledge. You're not, teaching them to be, analytical or,
Yeah.
thoughtful.
Exactly.
Right?
Like my student is in high school, and then he's at a private high school, so they have to memorize 200 English words per week, and they have this whole like 200 question test.
Right,
every
but
week
but to what end? Why? Like, what's the
to
purpose?
get into college.
What's the grand purpose? You
Get
know?
into college. Period.
Okay, so we're not enriching ourselves. We're not making ourselves like a better, smarter
It's
human
not-
being.
Yeah, it's
We're
not
just-
to become a better human.
We're trying to just like, you know, achieve the goal of getting into the next stage of schooling.
Yeah, so it's to beat the system, but the system is the problem. So
Yeah, I know. All right,
It's like a
so
bad
it's
cycle.
kind of a catch-22, and I think there's no really way out of it except to, you know, do your own thing. I'm not going to do that to my kids,
Yeah.
so
But I also noticed one funny thing. I know at least 5 to 10 professors who sent their kids to the U.S. To study or somewhere else, but not
for
in
university or
Taiwan. Their
for...
whole life sometimes.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so it's like they're professors in Taiwan, but they don't send their kids to the education system here because they know it's bad. But they're
Yeah.
teaching here and they don't trust it.
Okay, alright, well, I guess we'll leave it at that, guys. So, do your own thing when it comes to education in Taiwan, because the system here has got its issues, definite issues. Alright, later, people. Remember, try this snack, try this beer if you can. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.